It is 3 in the morning and you are lying awake wondering if you are actually doing okay financially. You have some money saved, you have been trying to invest, but here's the question that keeps you up at night. Am I ahead of everyone else or am I falling behind? The problem is nobody talks about their actual net worth. Your coworkers do not share their bank balances. Your friends do not discuss their investment accounts, so you have no idea where you stand. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what the average net worth is for every age group, where you should be at your stage of life, and whether you are ahead or behind the curve. My name is Evan, and I help people understand money, personal finance, and building wealth. If you are interested in getting your finances on track and maybe even getting ahead of the pack, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if this information helps you out. Think about net worth benchmarks like fitness standards. If you can run a mile in 8 minutes, that means something different at age 20 versus age 50. The same logic applies to wealth. What counts as good financial progress in your 20s looks completely different from what you should have accumulated by your 40s. Understanding these benchmarks helps you know if you are on track or if you need to make serious changes. Here is what actually happens to most people with their finances. They earn money their entire lives but never actually track their net worth. They know roughly what they make and what they spend, but they have no idea if they are building wealth faster or slower than their peers. They assume everyone else is doing better because people only broadcast successes on social media, but the reality is most people are barely keeping their heads above water financially. Before we dive into the numbers, you need to understand how net worth is actually calculated. Many people mistakenly assume net worth is determined by annual income. It is not. Net worth is simply what you own minus what you owe. If your home is worth $400,000, your cars are worth $60,000, and other assets total $10,000, your total asset value is $470,000. But if you have a $200,000 mortgage, $15,000 in car loans, and $5,000 in credit card debt, that is $220,000 in total debt. Subtracting debts from assets leaves a net worth of $250,000. This calculation has nothing to do with annual income. You could make $200,000 per year and have a negative net worth if you have massive debt. Or you could make $60,000 per year and have a net worth of $500,000 if you have been disciplined about saving and investing. Before we look at age groups, you need to understand one critical distinction: average net worth versus median net worth. According to the Federal Reserve, the mean or average net worth for U.S. households is $1,190,000. That sounds amazing, right? But here's the problem. A few ultra-wealthy households drive the mean extremely high. The median net worth tells a completely different story. The median is the midpoint where half of households have more and half have less. The overall median net worth of U.S. households is $192,900. This is why we will focus primarily on median numbers. They give you a much better picture of where normal people actually stand financially. Net worth in your 20s. If you have a net worth of exactly $0 in your 20s, you are actually ahead of most people in your age group. The median net worth for people under 35 is only $16,750. But that includes people in their early 30s. For people specifically in their 20s, the median is often negative or close to zero. The main reason is student debt. In your 20s are not about having wealth. They are about building the habits that create wealth. If you are smart enough to start investing even 5 to 10% of your income in your 20s, you will be well above average in less than a decade. Let me show you the power of starting early. Someone who invests $300 per month starting at age 25 will have around $1 million. By age 65, assuming 8% returns. Someone who waits until 35 will only have about $400,000. That 10-year delay costs $600,000. The consequence of not building wealth habits in your 20s is playing catch up for the rest of your life. The action is starting to invest immediately, even if it is just $50 per month. Automate it before you spend the money on other things. Net worth in your 30s. When you hit your 30s, your financial situation should start improving significantly. The median net worth for people aged 35 to 44 is $91,300. This is a massive jump from your 20s because your career becomes established, your income increases, you pay down student loans, and you might buy your first home. Here is a useful benchmark. You should aim to have roughly 1 times your annual income saved by age 30. If you earn $70,000, you should have around $70,000 in net worth. By 35, aim for 2 times your income. But here is where many people mess up. They start earning more money and immediately inflate their lifestyle. They upgrade apartments, buy new cars, their income grows, but their savings rate stays flat. This is the lifestyle inflation trap, and it destroys wealth building in your most critical decade. Rich Richard turns 30 earning $80,000 per year, keeps living like he makes $60,000, invests the extra $20,000 annually. By 40, he has over $300,000 in net worth. Poor Peter also earns $80,000 at 30, immediately upgrades his lifestyle. By 40, he has $70,000 because lifestyle inflation ate his income growth. Same income trajectory, massively different outcomes. The only difference is lifestyle discipline. Net worth in your 40s. By your 40s, your net worth should accelerate significantly. The median net worth for people aged 45 to 54 is $168,600. But if you have been disciplined, this is when compound interest really shows up. The benchmark is 3 to 4 times your annual income by age 40. If you earn $100,000, you should have $300,000 to $400,000. By 50, aim for 6 times your income. Your 40s are when your income typically peaks, but this is also when many people make their biggest mistakes. They feel like they deserve luxury after working hard. They buy expensive cars, take lavish vacations, upgrade houses. The feeling that I have earned this causes them to inflate spending right when they should maximize savings. Wealthy people in their 40s maintain the same modest lifestyle they had in their 30s. They direct income increases toward investments. They max out retirement accounts. They understand their 40s are the final sprint before retirement planning becomes critical. The consequence of lifestyle inflation in your 40s is reaching 50 with inadequate savings and running out of time to fix it. The action is maintaining spending discipline even as income grows. Pretend you still make what you made at 35 and invest the difference. Net worth in your 50s. By your 50s, your net worth should be substantial. The median net worth for people aged 55 to 64 is $254,800. But half of people have less than this, which means millions reach their 50s with inadequate retirement savings. The benchmark is 6 to 8 times your annual income saved. If you earn $120,000, you should have $720,000 to $960,000 by 55. Your 50s are when retirement planning shifts from theoretical to urgent. You can no longer rely on time to fix mistakes. If you are behind, you need drastic changes immediately. Cut expenses aggressively, maximize retirement contributions, delay retirement if necessary. Many people in their 50s see kids moving out and suddenly have extra cash flow. Instead of directing it toward retirement, they increase lifestyle spending. Buy luxury items, take expensive trips. This is devastating because these are the years to save most aggressively. Rich Richard hits 50 with $800,000 in net worth, keeps living modestly. By 60, he has $1.5 million and can retire comfortably. Poor Peter hits 50 with $200,000, increases spending when kids move out. By 60, he has $400,000 and realizes he cannot retire. He needs to work another decade. What these numbers actually mean. Net worth is just one measure of financial health. It does not tell you when you will be financially independent. Someone with a $5 million net worth might still need to work because they have a $4 million house with no income producing assets. Someone with $500,000 could be retired if they live modestly with passive income. This is the difference between looking wealthy and being wealthy. Net worth only matters if it is working for you. If your net worth is tied up in depreciating assets, it does not create freedom. If it is invested in index funds and real estate that generate returns, it buys you time and options. How to actually increase your net worth. Here is what you need to do regardless of your current age. First, pay down high interest debt aggressively. If you are carrying credit card balances at 20%, you are destroying your ability to build wealth. Second, invest consistently in appreciating assets. Stocks, index funds, and real estate provide compounded returns. Someone investing $1,000 per month for 30 years at 8% will have $1.5 million. The same person leaving it in savings will have $360,000. The difference is $1.1 million from compounding. Third, reduce expenses while increasing income. Housing and transportation typically eat 50 to 60% of income. If you reduce these to 40%, you free up massive amounts to invest. Side hustles and passive income streams accelerate wealth building dramatically. Fourth, track your net worth monthly. What gets measured gets managed. Update it the first of every month. This creates positive reinforcement when progress feels slow. Most people are behind these benchmarks. The median 60-year-old has less than $300,000 in net worth. That is not enough to retire comfortably. Most reach retirement age and realize they cannot afford to stop working. They earned good money but never built wealth because they did not track progress or follow a system. But if you are behind, you can still fix it. It requires aggressive action. Cut expenses ruthlessly, increase income dramatically, invest every extra dollar. The math is unforgiving but not impossible. And if you are ahead, do not get complacent. Maintain discipline, avoid lifestyle inflation, keep investing consistently, treat every milestone as a checkpoint, not a finish line. Here is your next step. Calculate your current net worth today. List every asset you own, subtract every debt you owe, compare your number to the benchmarks for your age. If you are behind, make a plan to close the gap. If you are ahead, make a plan to stay ahead. The difference between financial stress and financial freedom is knowing where you stand and having a system to improve it.